So I mean, as long as the Twitter ban remains in place, it continues to be a topic. Earlier this week, the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, said that Jack Dorsey and Twitter are essentially responsible for all the damage we saw during the SARS protests. Fisayo, what do you make of that?
I'm tired.
You're tired,
I mean, Twitter cannot be liable. I mean, sometimes we just wish that the minister, before express some of these views, should have spoken to the vice president, who is a lawyer, is a senior advocate of Nigeria, right? Or even the minister. Well, the minister of justice has proven that his legal skills are not great. Anyways, but it's close to the VP, right? The VP is, I mean, the professor of law, he should understand law a bit better, right? So to just show up and say that the platform called Twitter, is responsible for damages, how can you say someone is responsible for damage when you don't see the person physically damaging anything? The way Twitter, Jack Dorsey, or even, I mean, how can you say the company did not participate in the protest in any way, shape, or form? It is the people of the country that are saying, no, we don't want this again. And by the way, that's the NSAS protest and the destruction that followed are two different things. And I don't think that we should mix both together. The NSAS protest was peaceful. There was no damage, done during the NSAS protest. Damages that are seen in Lagos where happened when a police officer was killed, somewhere around, I think Koka, Aguda or something, that area, and then violence erupted. That was where damages happened. NSAS protesters did not burn police stations, did not, attack anyone. If anything, they were the ones attacked on that night by the military, right? So I don't understand how he thinks that a platform is responsible for a protest that was peaceful for weeks. For about 2 weeks, there was not, until the soldiers stepped in, until the violence erupted somewhere else where the NSAS protesters were not even right? So the minister should, if he was on Twitter, and I would probably have gotten his facts right, but he's not, so I don't know. I think that's where the biggest problems are.
You mentioned the vice president, and Osinbajo was supposed to be our tech president, right? He traveled to Silicon Valley, a couple years ago to go and meet with the CEO of Microsoft. He met with the CEO of Google. He set up a tech forum. He appointed young people to this tech policy initiative. He just 2 days ago, he drove an electric car in Eagle Square in Abuja. He was test driving a Nigerian assembled electric car. Are you disappointed we haven't heard from the vice president on this Twitter matter?
I mean, the vice president has proven over the last 6 years that what his job is to, to show condolences and to do photo ops. I mean, that's basically what he does, right? And of course, data is available to prove this. So it's not like I'm saying what is not, physically available. Except, of course, when the president hands over power to him and when the president is traveling, that he wields some form of power. But once the president is around, he just does the follow-up. He just distributes the trader money cash. He takes pictures with young people. That's what he does. And then when something happens, he offers condolences. That's essentially what he does. I can do that too, right? So it's not a big deal. So this is what the VP is known for, right? So when he says that, am I disappointed? No, it's not in his place because he has not proven that that's what he does. It's not part of his job description that he was given. The constitution says that the president will do any other thing that the president assigns to him. So what the president has assigned to him in this administration is just to offer condolences and then to show up a few days after a mishap and to offer his condolences and say, yeah, we're going to be better. And of course, take pictures, with people. Because he's a bit younger, the president is a bit older, so he's one that will be the intermediary between, it's like the bridge between, the president and the people. So just, show them, hear me, and everybody will be happy, right? So he goes out in front, takes pictures, drive electric cars, go to Silicon Valley because he can, have conversations with them. He can communicate at that level, right? Come to Lagos, come to tech hubs in Lagos, speaking, go to ventures platform. That's what he does. So really, I'm not disappointed actually, because that's what I expect from him.
By the way, he's the president of the National Economic Council. The vice president, Sibanjo, is the president, the head of the National Economic Council. Wow.
Noted.
Wow. Noted. Wow. Real quick, Fisayo, I wanted to talk, because when we talk about this Twitter thing over and over and over, you said you're tired. China launching their astronauts into space for their own space station. The Americans blocked them. They didn't want to have anything to do with them. Is China flexing muscle now with this successful launch of astronauts into space to construct their own space station? Well, what do you make of what China did yesterday?
I don't think there is anything to flex muscle there. No, nobody has full responsibility for space, right? It's open to anyone. If Nigeria wants to go to space, or in fact, you can start selling land in space. You get like you can start buying, right? I mean, I heard of a guy that's selling plots of land on the moon, right? Well, plots of space on the moon, and people are buying, right? So, and of course, with NFTs, there's really nothing you can do, right? There's really nothing you can sell. Anyways, so the US doesn't have, sole responsibility for the entire space, right? So if you have your own space station, you build it. I can stop you from coming there, which is fine. But you can't stop me from going to space because I'm not coming to a space station, right? So China has the right to go to space and construct their own space station, and then when they want to go to space, they have somewhere to go to without necessarily, having the big brother US looking over their shoulder, right? So I think that's just what it is. I don't think it's about flexing muscle. And of course, China wants to flex muscle. Really, China wants to prove to the world that it's not just a pushover or a walkover. Russia wants to prove the same thing, right? The European allies are a lot more reserved and all of that, but China, Russia, I say no. We are people of our own today, so we can't be tied to the ropes of the US forever, right? So I think that's what is happening, and I think it's well within their right to go to space if that's the technology to do that.
Nice one. And then still on the space theme, on the private side, this is public sector looking at China and the US. Jeff Bezos, although we don't know who bought it, but he auctioned a seat on his Blue Origin space ship. I think that they're leaving in July. Is it July 10th or July 15th? Somebody bought it for $28 million to be able to fly off with him. What do you make of what's going on in that area? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, the private sector space race. What do you make of that?
I know the private sector does not do anything for charity. I think there's some opportunity that they all see in that space, right? Elon Musk's vision is to figure out a way to ensure that people can, go to and fro space as though they're just, going to Ibadan and back, right? So that's what they want to achieve, right? And of course, if you can sell a ticket to space for close to $30 million, you could see the economic, the opportunities there. I mean, it's good to be for the super rich. I've been working for half of my life now. I've not made $28 million yet, so it's probably not for people like me, right? But of course, when you have $28 million to spend, on a trip to space, and you're sitting next to Jeff Bezos, I mean, there's something in it for you, right? Not just going to space and back. It's more like the access and the relationship that you probably will be able to get from there. So again, private sector does not do anything for free or for charity, right? I think it's just what it is, right? So maybe their vision will come true. Maybe not, but I think it's not to say. But for me, I think my biggest concern is have we proven that the mishaps of spaceships have been reduced to the barest minimum that yes, people can consider as a safe means of transportation. Even this year, one of Elon Musk's ships still caught fire mid-air, right? So there are a few concerns. I think that's my own biggest worry because I don't think I want to lose Jeff Bezos yet, right? And then it's not going to be that it was an accident. This is like you went in yourself, right? Do you understand? So that for me is the biggest concern I have around the technology that takes it to space, and how, how safe and secure that entire process could be, right? So, but it'll be fine, I guess.
What does this say that Bezos is willing to risk his own life and go on this trip? What does that say?
Sometimes I think that when Bezos goes, it gives confidence to other people, right? So sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to lead from the front, especially if you have vested interest in the company involved, right? So I remember when there was an Ebola crisis in Nigeria, and the then Lagos State Governor, Babatola Fashola, wanted to prove that, yes, they've had the thing under control. He went to first consultants, right? He went to the epicenter of the thing without gloves, without anything.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, to show that, yes, we've dealt with this issue. So for Jeff Bezos to convince people to go on a space ride, he has to physically go there himself and prove that, yes, this thing is working, this thing is available, I've gone and back. It means that you too can go and back. So that's I think what is happening here. So it's some enlightened self-interest in there. But yeah, I think that's what I just happened.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out going forward. Go ahead, Val.
Besides, I feel like it just shows that after all the tests that they've done, it shows like they probably minimized the margin of error, which is why he's decided to go, because he loves his life. After the settlements, now he wants to live, right? So after just yeah, and it's a great marketing move, and you're right, spot on that one. He has to give confidence to everybody. All right, we have a lot of messages to go through this morning. I'll start with from the top. Albert Nguma says, "Hi, Smooth FM business crew. Concerning the Twitter ban, the federal government of Nigeria should try to resolve this issue and stop giving us unnecessary reasons. What a shameful statement from the information minister." That's Albert. Daniel says, "Smooth FM, good morning. Make no vex. So please, let's not talk about Nigerian government on Twitter today. We need proper tech news that will inspire us. What are Nigerians doing out there?" He says, 11 minutes trip for $23 million. Wow, it's not for us, dude. Prince says, "We expect the vice president to publicly oppose his principle. Like, we can speak against your employer in public. The constitution does not give the deputy governor or vice president any power." Emma from Akoka says, "Governance is more than photo ops. The VP has taken more pictures of problems than done anything to solve the actual problem. People in Apapa now celebrate the anniversary of his famous chopper ride."
Yes, we do.
Is the next time vote for people whose hands are not tied as though they were involved in some political BDSM. He keeps an unholy silence on Twitter, SAN in the mud. And he adds, "When you have some big money, your fantasies just become out of this world, literally. I really want to know the catch here. Is there an end game to all of this? I think something is in the water." Thank you for that, MI. Cisco Delgado says, "Good morning, Valentine and Rotus and Fisayo. I think Americans are feeling like God with respect to space exploration, because even the Chinese have said that Americans landing on the moon is a hoax. So let Chinese continue exploring, and soon Nigeria will follow to build their own space station."
Amen.
I thought I saw some story the other day of a space station expiring. I don't know how true that is.
So I think that's what is bad. It's God that's keeping our satellite in the orbit. Like, yeah.
Stop. Goge from UK says, "Vice President Oshibajo, he calls him 3 times. How many times did I call him?" I rest my case. Nexta says, "Lai Mohammed is also a lawyer, so he knows the illegality of his statements, but does not care." Interesting. Joel says, Lai Mohammed studied law in Unilag. He should know better. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. We're out of time. Rotus, Fisayo, always a pleasure.